What's up, guys? Frugal BC. NVIDIA and Hedera are in a partnership. Kind of. We'll take a look at this news. Plus, we'll look at Hedera's renewed focus on retail. A new stablecoin launched on the HBAR Stablecoin Studio. A new partnership that paves the way for payments in the Caribbean, including with travel. And did you know that there's a mobile service operating on Hedera? We're going to look at all of that. We're especially going to get into that NVIDIA partnership on today's Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you like this stuff, please hit the like and subscribe button. You don't have to smash it. You just press it gently. It works just fine that way too. By the way, we have channel memberships for only $1. You can find that in the description below. Plus, if you want, you'll get videos before anybody else, and if you want extra videos that nobody else gets, there's higher tiers for that as well. And we just want to give a really quick, since this is not an Algorand video, just want to give a really quick shout out to our sponsors, Non-Fungible Domains and Marcus Aurelius, a meme coin NFT project on Algorand. So let's get to today's show. First, we're going to talk about Hedera having more of a focus on retail, which I think this is a really interesting little clip. It's pretty short, and we're just going to dive into this.
I know the blog post touched on some of the core components we want to reach out to even more. So, you know, the community members and DeFi and understanding the strategy around treasury management and tokenization and really becoming more competitive on the retail side while still actually increasing usage throughout the enterprise, kind of the enterprise sector as well. I think what we've learned is that, you know, even when you go to these enterprises and you start talking to them about implementing the Hedera chain or any blockchain for that matter, they do take a look at what the user base looks like. And they love that when, you know, a lot of times they'll go to the chains like Ethereum. And the reason they always say is there's liquidity there, there's users there, there's all of these things that you wouldn't really think an enterprise would be thinking about. But I can tell you just from talking to people on our council, those enterprises have people that are dedicated to this sector, the blockchain and DLT sector, that are deeply knowledgeable, and they look at all of those metrics. And so I think the metrics around getting individual users into the network, more builders, and involving the community much more is going to be a huge focus, including, you know, launching a more robust grant management platform that the community can participate in. And some of the themes that, you know, we're really contemplating right now were listed in that blog post. So I would encourage everyone to check that out on X, on the THF blog, and you know, get your thoughts ready for how we can work together in 2025.
Yeah, I think it's a really important point that he makes. I've seen this on Algorand as well, that people will say, well, you know, people tend to focus on chains like Hedera or Algorand because they like that it's enterprise focused. They like that it's building real world assets, you know, solving problems in real world. But the fact is you need users. And so I've recently embraced meme coins because I think they bring in more users and more liquidity. That can be attractive to some of these enterprise institutions because they want to see users on the chain. They want to see activity on the chain. So you can think meme coins are useless, and in a lot of ways they are, but they bring people on the chain and they get activity going, and that is really important. So the two aren't unrelated, and I think Charles Atkins make a really good point here. But next, I want to talk about something a little more on the enterprise side. This new stablecoin has been launched out of the HBAR Stablecoin Studio, and well, why don't we just take a look at what's going on here? This is right from the HBAR Foundation. 4 Philippine banks have collaborated with Just Finance to launch PHPX, a multi-bank collateralized stablecoin on the Hedera Stablecoin Studio. So we've covered the Stablecoin Studio before. I think it's a really important platform, and now here's 4 banks that are joined forces to create a stablecoin. I'm assuming in whatever state currency they use. Let me see. Several banks in the U.S. work together. Okay, so a peso-backed stablecoin called PHPX. So aimed at improving cross-border payments and financial inclusion, PHPX token is scheduled to launch between May and July. PHP stablecoin developed by Singapore-based startup Just Finance will be launched on Hedera Decentralized Ledger Technology Network. Participating Philippine banks include Union Bank of the Philippines, Rizal Commercial Banking, Catalan Bank, and Rural Bank of Guino Bataan. Best I got. According to a Ledger Insights report, all participants will play a significant role in the governance of PHPX stablecoin. So there you go. That's why the stablecoin studio matters, right? We talked about this. We talked about this being a big deal, having these banks being able to collaborate and create this coin. Very good thing. And now this one is really interesting because apparently there's a payments platform operating in the Caribbean. You know, on Algorand, I've talked about Hasab Pay on in Afghanistan, but this is going on in the Caribbean. Let's take a look at this news item. This one also right from the HBAR Foundation. We are excited to see WePay Caribbean. We can look at this. This is complete online solutions to make and receive payments. This is built on HBAR, leading payment platform in the Caribbean, partner with Zenny Travel to drive digital payments throughout the Caribbean on Hedera. So let's read a little more. Through this partnership, WePay users can now leverage Zenny's best-in-class travel technology, gaining access to global travel inventory, real-time pricing, and simplified booking. WePay's platform revolutionizes the ability for residents of the Caribbean to make cross-border payments, which has historically been a huge challenge due to limited access to foreign exchange and high transaction fees. The Zenny platform empowers businesses to launch comprehensive travel solutions. Yeah, I think this is really amazing. If you want to read more about the whole thing, you can read it on that blog, on the HBAR Foundation's Twitter page or their website. But yeah, we talked about this with Algorand too, and I know I keep coming back to Algorand, but there's so many. One of the reasons I like Hedera is I feel like there's a lot of parallels between Algorand and Hedera, and I think that's really awesome. A lot of them are really focused on the enterprise side and on building real world solutions, and stuff like this is great. Algorand has TravelX, which is airline tickets being minted on the blockchain. Been really excited about that. And then this is really cool, this WePay from in the Caribbean and Zenny Travel operating on Hedera. Very cool. Okay, next up, did you know that there's a mobile payments platform operating on Hedera? So I've actually been using one of these operating on Solana, which is the only use I have for Solana so far. I've been using Helium Mobile for, gosh, it must be about 6 months now, and it's been pretty good. And basically they all kind of operate the same way. It's like they operate on an existing carrier's network. I assume they must pay some fees to them or something. I don't know how that works. But apparently there's one operating on Hedera too. So let's dive into this one. So it's called Fligs Mobile, a new generation of wireless carrier. And it's affordable, flexible, secure mobile plans with monthly Bitcoin cashback, 5G nationwide coverage in the US. You don't have a lot of followers, only 414 followers, including the HBAR Bull. So they have flexible mobile plans, cashback, decentralized ID. I'm kind of curious. I wonder if they show. So here's their plans. Just make sure it's on the screen for you. Yeah, you get 3 gigs of 5G at $20 a month, unlimited for 40. I'll tell you what, and the Bitcoin cashback is nice, but I think Helium is actually better than this one. I hate to say it. Because I'll tell you what, the Solana part of it is kind of annoying because the mobile, you can collect mobile tokens by mapping their network, and then you can use those to pay for the month. So I paid for, like, of the past 6 bills, I've paid 2 of them because I didn't collect enough mobile tokens. And one of them was because it was the first one, and the other one was because I didn't check and it had suddenly stopped collecting tokens for some reason. But otherwise, it's pretty much been free. And if not, it's like $20 a month for unlimited talk, text, and like 30 gigs of data, which I've never gotten close to using. And I understand it kind of throttles after that. So I mean, that's cool. That's cool that there's a plan operating on Hedera. I think that's really neat. I think there's better deals. I think Helium is probably a better deal, but I also kind of wonder about its longevity. So that could be very interesting. But yeah, cool that it exists. This is Flig Mobile. So if you guys really want to dive into a mobile plan on Hedera, this is one way you can do it. Okay, our last one, and I have PTSD from talking about partnerships ever since the BlackRock thing, which I still think most people mischaracterized. A partnership does not have to involve an exchange of funds, and in fact, this is the case with this one. There's a new partnership between NVIDIA and Hedera, where Hedera is operating in the background for AI. This is a really cool thing. We're going to dive into this right here. All right, so this is from Equity Lab. Is a new verifiable compute solution from Equity Lab, Intel, and NVIDIA anchors trust on the Hedera blockchain. Today, Equity Lab, Intel, and NVIDIA unveil verifiable compute. The new transformative solution addresses a critical need in the AI industry for trust and verification, particularly as autonomous AI agents become more prevalent. By rooting trust in the silicon of next-generation hardware from NVIDIA and Intel, verifiable compute sets a new standard for AI security and innovation. The framework is the culmination of 2 years of intensive research with input and support from Hedera at key stages. It introduces a hardware-based SLSA Level 3 system for creating cryptographic signatures to govern and audit AI workflows, all anchored in the transparency that blockchain provides. I'm sorry, I think this is really, really cool. Hedera's enterprise grade infrastructure backed by a council of global leaders like Dell Technologies sets it apart from other blockchains by providing the scalability and security essential for bringing verifiable compute to market. Hedera's visionary leadership team has long shaped the network to meet real-world business needs, positioning it as a trusted platform for enterprise adoption. Yeah, I don't know what more you need. This is awesome. I mean, so basically, I think this paragraph is actually key. At the heart of verifiable compute's blockchain integration is the Hedera consensus service. This decentralized ledger serves as the backbone for recording and verifying AI computations, creating an auditable trail of operation performed on compatible Intel CPUs and NVIDIA GPUs. So that'll give the benefits are immutable record keeping, smart contracts orchestration, and enhanced governance and compliance. So yeah, I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, this is real companies, and NVIDIA's market cap isn't it at top right now? I'm pretty sure it's at the top. Yeah, it dropped a little bit, eh? Yeah, 212 trillion US dollar market cap, second most valuable company in market cap. So yeah, and that company is going to be leveraging Hedera technology. I think that's a big deal. I think that matters. Some people say, well, no money is exchanged hands, so it's not a partnership. I think that's bull. If they're obviously working hand in hand with NVIDIA and Intel to make sure the chips work with the Hedera DLT system, and I think to verify AI technology, I think that's really important. So anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed those Hedera updates, and be sure to check out the links down below, including our channel membership, and I hope you all have a good day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the future.